H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And today is Monday. But I've been gone. We've been gone because the last show was on Wednesday because we had Thanksgiving. But I can't wait to get in this show today, Joe Lewis. I can't wait. Let me shout out to my guys. We got Joe Lewis and Let's Go Hatter. We got my boy Darrell Anderson. Let's share the show. Let's tag and tell somebody. Y'all got a few phone calls and a few texts over the weekend, and people out there on Twitter doing they twittering and we'll talk about it. But we got D Holcomb in the building, Michael Smith. We got my man Jeremy Davis. You got my Doug Jones is in the building. Doug had to say it's two-part, but Doug, I got something unique, man. I need to share with us today. That is Moody. Shout out to your daughter, man. Man, let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. Let me finish greeting everybody, then I get in there. I see you, big coach. Big coach, man. Anytime, baby. Anytime. Anytime. Anytime, man. Let me tell you something. Y'all, I wouldn't tell you what happened. Big coach saying thank you, but I'm not gonna tell you thank you for what, because it don't matter. Doug Jones. I don't care if you don't know what I do and how we do and how I move and I do for people. Some things, if people want me to share it, I share it. But when people call and ask me and need something and I'm able to do it, that's the ticket now. If I'm able to do it, I'm gonna do it. But shout out to Dorian Moody. That is Moody's daughter. Uh, um, the Pursue Scholars shared a powerful definition of what it means to uh, leave a meaningful legacy with her. She was talking about her. She's ready to discover the role that you can play in shaping the future of Chicago and its next generation of leaders. And Dorian Moody is one of them. That is Moody, is daughter. It's just unbelievable that people in our sphere of influence, and I know what we share on this show, that is Moody imparts in his daughter. And shout out to Dorian. Dorian, you rock. You rock every day. But you're a woman that rocked the day. Shout out to you for being recognized as a scholar by Sue Scholars. If you go to that is Moody's Facebook page, you'll probably see some information on it. But it just make me feel so good and warms my heart when I see what Sterling Creeks is doing. I want to see. I want to know what Aaron Wilford is doing. Aaron Wilford, and I know that's why you watch this show. Brandon Weefall, I want to see what your family's doing. With Doug Jones, you know how I feel about you and your family. Yo, but we have a mandate. Somebody called me and said, man, and I talked to somebody this weekend and gave me a call, just talking about the things that happened in Houston in summer basketball this weekend, and telling me how my influence helped him make better decisions this weekend when people didn't do certain things. Certain things were a little bit crazy, and yo, we got some things to do. Okay. And being mad on somebody on Twitter is not one of those things that we need to do. Don't get sad. I know y'all get tired of somebody, but I found out he does that just so he can irritate y'all. He apologize and everything and come back and apologize. He does that to get for y'all. Landon our one, we just got to get better. We got to get focused. We got to have laser focus on what it is that we need to do. And I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes, y'all. But shout out to Dorian Moody. We're going to talk about the, I know, I understand. Doug, believe you me. But me, because I studied the man and I know what he's doing. That's why I sit and y'all got to think about this. Y'all got to think. Doug, what he said yesterday and what I had to ask people is how does it affect you? Not affect it, how does it affect you? Yo, he said some things and he don't know I know he said that adversely affect me because it's affecting my partner, my business partner, a guy like a little brother to me. But I know what he's doing. So all I do is call him out in public. I mean, call him out and I just call him out and say, yeah, hey man, just dude, I know what you're saying. Just keep his name out your mouth. Just shut up. Well, he ain't playing my boy. I don't like the way he playing my boy. Your boy ain't ready to play yet. Do them white coaches like that. Them white coaches set your boy on the bench, you don't say a word. And we're talking about the same person, Doug. Them white boys set your son on the bench, your player on the bench, you don't say a word. You always got something else to say about somebody in a position that you will never be in. Somebody who's helped changing people's lives. And a lot of us doing that. A lot of us doing that in this city, in this city of Houston. See, Houston ain't all bad. It's some great things are happening. But we got to stop this, man. Especially all you old ass men. Grown ass men. How can I tell one of these young kids in high school how to monitor their social media presence if y'all don't understand? I wanted to go off on social media on a person so damn bad on the inside. But I know my position. And maybe I'm just a little bit better in it. I know how much I got to lose. So I can't sit up here and say nothing about nobody. Y'all understand? He said, my thing is, Hatter, is kids see the tweets. And so when he said there are no D1 players, but it was D1 players in there. Doug, what I said the other day, let me repeat it again. If you don't pick up tell those young kids that you're talking about, I've been telling y'all this, young kids, don't pick up the praises of Doug, Jimmy, nobody, Sloan, Glone, Dong, Grown, Brown, none of these people. Don't pick up their damn praises. Then you don't have to put down the criticisms. They don't mind when he out there talking positive about them. Because when he talking positive about you, he the loudest mouthpiece in the South. We got to understand, Doug, we can't control him, but we can control how we react to what he do. Don't nobody like that. But guess what? Think about this. Just cause somebody said ain't no D1 players in the gym, what does that matter? Most of these kids ain't going to D1 no way. So he probably told the truth. But our job is to help the kids understand the value. People gonna say stuff all the time. I sit up here, Doug, and take out 2 hours of my life every day on this show, and people got something to say about me. People got something to say about me. Take out 2 hours of my time, Monday through Thursday, and people have to say, nerve to say something about that. Our kids should not worry about whether or not what Robert Carroll say about them in writing. They shouldn't. I'm trying to condemn, and y'all got to believe I know that how you learn is by repetition, and how you get this about repetition. I know I got to keep saying this a million times. I know I can't say this one time, and thank you, Doug, for bringing it up. I love it. I love it. I love your comments. That's why I love you, Robert Carroll. This basketball community need to convene on this show every day, because the message and the things that I'm going to give y'all can take to these young kids. If I don't pick up and I learned that from not I had to learn that too. Y'all don't understand the stuff that I'm sharing with y'all. I'm learning, and then I share with y'all. It ain't that I know so much. It's that if I learn, I share. If I find something good, I share. Robert Carroll, Maya Angelou, a reporter asked her, "How do you deal with all the adulations and all the fame that comes your way?" And she just said, "I don't." Hold on. Let me find it. I want to read it for you. I want y'all, cause I love this kind of stuff, and I want you, cause I just like to. They said, "How do you handle all the adulation and acclaim that comes with your career?" Young basketball player in Houston, Texas. How do you handle all the adulation and acclaim that comes with your career? Summer basketball. How do you handle the adulation and the acclaim that comes with your career? We're going to have some John Uris. We're going to have some Sean Keelers. Stay here, Doug. Don't go nowhere, Robert Kirk, Carol, because I'm going to juxtapose all of this for y'all. We got to grow up, because evidently, let me tell y'all something. I've talked to him. He ain't going to change. So only thing I can change is the way I react to what he says. Y'all gonna miss that one. Let me give me, because y'all gonna have an excuse. Well, it's the kid. Forget. Boy, these kids are better than y'all think they are. We got to teach our kids. When I rank your ass, Doug, this is what you, when I'm talking about you and I'm tweeting about you, you happy as hell. So when when John Urick comes say something about you, then you want to be mad. No, Doug, we got to teach them. Robert Carroll, we got to teach them. Let me read it again. How do you handle all the adulation and acclaim that comes with your career, young players? Maya Angelou said it's really quite simple. If you don't pick it up, then you don't have to put it down. Robert Carroll. Robert Carroll. Watch this. The reporter said, What do you mean? Because some of y'all still don't know what I'm talking about. I know y'all don't. That's why I got to repeat it. What do you mean? She told the reporter. She said, if you don't pick up the praises of people, John Ure is a people, then you don't have to put down their criticism. Wow, I like that. I like that. And I know it, Doug. Doug, it makes everybody mad. Doug, you ain't the one. It makes everybody. Yo, he, Odyssey. At least, Doug, you say he talking down on an event. So what? Robert Carroll. So what? So what? We can't control him. He does that for y'all to do that. Y'all, I promise you. Y'all, he does it. Y'all, he does it. Some of this stuff. Y'all remember the time I told y'all about, I talked to summer coach on the phone, and he was asking me about a player playing on his team. And he told me, who are you looking at? And I told this story before. And I said, no. I ain't saying you said a word. Robert Carroll, no. You need to have, see, that's what y'all get so freaking sensitive. I didn't say you said a word. I'm giving you information. This is the one thing that I can't stand about this summer basketball community. If somebody, I say something, y'all gets too damn sensitive because I'm not agreeing with y'all. Yo, I wasn't put on this earth to agree with y'all. And you wasn't put on this earth to agree with me. I'm just giving you information because I know how valuable information is. Because if you got the right information, it can help you. That's all. All I'm saying. You can get mad. What you gonna do to John Ure? Nothing. But go back. No, I got you. I got you. What can you do with him? All you do, go back and forth with him on Twitter. That's what he wants. But this same guy, since y'all, and I never shared his name, I never tweeted him about it. This same guy on the phone talking to me, asking me, could this kid play on his team? And I said, what's up to the kid and his parent? Well, who he's thinking about? And I gave him the teams he was thinking about. I'm talking about John Ure. I'm telling you, I'm just show you how Doug that what you were about the kids. He said this on the phone with me. I said he went to talking negative about the other place where he dang this. I said, do me a favor, player. If I get you a meeting with this boy and his mom and his dad, you can't talk like that to them. Or you'll never get it. What can I am? He ain't that good anyway. He ain't this. Then he start talking about the damn kid on the phone with me. Then he started talking about some more kids that was on the Houston Hoops teams or on another team that didn't do this and didn't do this and did. And I sit there and said, God. Then at the end of the conversation, I said, man, you'll never get this guy. You'll never get this kid. I said, you too negative. You talk about everybody. Do you know what he told me? Ladies and gentlemen, I I wasn't talking negative. He didn't realize for 30 minutes he was talking to me negative. He said, I wasn't talking to negative. I never talk negative about it. But y'all understand. This is a guy who been talking about Penny behind his back. Coach Jared Harris ain't played. And they ain't played for 6 games. Well, one of my kids playing, but the other one ain't playing. I didn't tweet about it. I didn't even call him about it. One day he just happened to talk to me and kept talking and kept talking. I said, this what I said, let me tell you something, sir. Let me tell you something, sir. Let me tell you something. Penny Hardaway, I care about him like you care about your son. Let me repeat that. He don't know. He don't know. I know he been talking about him. I didn't even say it yet. I ain't said it yet. I said, let me repeat that so you can get it quickly. And you can get it good. The way you feel about your sons, that's how I feel about him. All I ever said, hold up, he told on himself. All I ever said about him, what, he ain't playing my dude. So I know he didn't say it more. He told it on himself. He can't help it. And we fueling him for giving him this much time on a show. We got young women, a woman named Dorian Moody, that is Moody's daughter, is being honored by Pursuit Scholars. You follow me? We got the NBA to 20 game mark right now. Because 20 game is, y'all following me? Y'all, I told y'all that. I've never told y'all that. I've been talking about this situation for a year. But I never mentioned the name. But I'm showing y'all it's possible. He did that to a kid that I care about, got a relationship with. I didn't go on Twitter. I can't get mad at him because I listened to him and I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I kind of felt sorry for him. Kind of felt sorry for him. And I'm not gonna talk. See, think about this. Odyssey, you doing the same damn thing you accusing him of doing. You're talking negative about him. Yo, we're completely mad. You're talking negative about a guy, but you're mad about him talking negative. Y'all don't get it. 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 Rob, these conversations need to be talked about. If Doug hadn't said that, I would have never, ever brought it up because y'all don't understand. I've been talking about that scenario for a year. I said, y'all imagine this guy got on the phone with me, talking about the boy, talking about the parents, and trying to give me. I've been telling y'all, but I ain't never told you it was until the end. It ain't about taking a high road. Do me a favor. Pick up the phone and call him. He gonna say, man, my bad, man, my bad, and he gonna do it again. Oh, somebody send me. But let me keep going. Y'all know what though? Doug, it make me think about something. Shut a show, y'all. This is good. This is good work. This is good work. My priority is how we are going to enter 2025. I got to get some water on this one because I didn't get hot. Not only preparing to fight, but prepare to be on our own terms. For me, that requires quitting and worrying about summer basketball and grassroots basketball. Y'all got to hear my heart, hit me here. Quitting America and build within our own selves. When I say stuff like that, it just mess y'all up. I already know it. Because y'all don't like to build. Y'all like to tear stuff down. What's up, Paul? Y'all get him on this. By quitting America, I mean withdrawing from the noise, John Uri, and the rhetoric. We know what that fool Trump gonna do. We know now, Doug, what John Uri gonna do. But rather, we need to enter a conversations with ourselves that will fortify us. There's no way. You're right, Odyssey. There's no way. You're right, Doug. There's no way. You're right, Robert Carroll. We shouldn't be on the phone, on Twitter, talking negative about a black-owned business. That's the problem that I had with him. Because this weekend, you had Black Friday. Saturday should have been support black businesses Saturday. But we got a guy tweeted on a Saturday and talking about he had to pay a certain amount of money. Wait a minute, so people can know. I put it somewhere, Doug. Doug, I'm gonna show you. And y'all, let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all some real. Can I tell y'all something real? I called my partner when I saw all of this stuff. Do y'all know the first thing I said was, what the hell has this got to do with me? Doug, I know where you at, Doug. See, what you don't understand, Doug, I'm playing chess, baby. I'm not playing checkers. If we get enough of us to act the way we need to act, guys like him don't matter. John Uri don't have a heaven or hell to put nobody in. So why we worry about him? But watch this. I was at the Texas Jamboree Brewery, a black-owned business. And I did not see one Division I player in the gym. Well, you was in the wrong gym. See, this how I did it. You pay $50. That's my problem. To get in, and there's not one player to evaluate. Not one. All of the players are in Dallas and at the Hoop Fest, including Bel Air. I saw one D1 coach in the gym. He wrote that about a black-owned business. I ain't never heard him write. He wrote that about Gasso. Nothing against Gasso. Y'all got to understand. From the Gasso people, listen, I don't have nothing against y'all. Y'all do y'all thing, man. I'm trying to get my people together. That's all. I just would like to see us together. Y'all got to understand, I've had the advantage for a great part of my life to work and be a partner in a business that I had equity in. Black owned, black ran. So I got a different mentality. So don't get mad at me. I'm not talking about y'all. It's just, I know it can work. But you got to have the right people in places. You got to understand, me, Kevin, and Carl, all three of us got egos. Educated, smart, black men, all got accomplished black men, but stayed together for 30 some years. And it wasn't always easy. We had conflict, but we knew what we were building. See, we're missing the point. Think about it. Why are you trying to correct it? See, y'all, I think I just be talking. Landon Odd One, talking about, I believe somebody corrected him, and listen to D1 Commissioner. His statement was made out of ignorance. Y'all missing the point. It ain't about what he said. We need to teach our kids not to pick up his praises so they don't have to put down his criticism. That's what's important. Everybody know it was more than one. Now, you didn't have to say that more than one Division I player. Shit, I know it was 3 or 4 on one team. That's not the issue here. But you saying that just showing me we're not laser focused. We got a fool like Trump in office. Well, so we got some fools in summer basketball. But rather, we enter a conversation with ourselves that would fortify us. And some of that, we got to be laser focused. Doug. But we bashing people all the time. Doug. There's some people on this feed. Doug, they bash me, and all I do is come and give my time every day. How about that? Some people that be around you. I know. I know y'all don't know I know. But I constantly, every day, still here. Because it ain't about them, Doug. Doug, I don't pick up their praises, so I don't have to put down what? Their criticisms. See, y'all, I've been studying, and I'm trying to get to this book. I'm studying this book about the origins of the civil rights movement. That black communities organizing for change. Y'all, summer basketball, we have to organize for change. It ain't gonna just change. You can't get mad at me because I said, let's let the whole thing burn down. I didn't say leave your kids in the cold. Because if your kid's good enough, I told y'all, I'm gonna make sure they get a college scholarship. I ain't never said that. But I've been studying. And I'm reading these books that helping me, sharpen me, where I think about how we should move and transcend. We got to transcend from the Uri. Uri is the old guard, y'all. That's the Moses generation. They won't make it to the promised land. We got to usher in the Joshua generation. You youngsters got to come in with new ideas and stop rehashing what Uri and Jimmy and Rick and all of them people done. and come up with fresh, innovative, transcend the industry. We got to be able to impose our will, not as an act of violence, but as an act of centering our community and our common humanity. It's inhumane for a person to keep talking about people, man. I told y'all, somebody called me and said, man, why you always talking positive about everybody? I never answer that person call again, ever. It's not me. If I come on here talking negative about people, y'all got to understand somebody that hijacked my body. When I'm on the phone talking to people, we don't talk. I'm on the golf course talking to guys. We ain't talking about people. We talking about visions. We talking about ideas. We in the gym talking about people. Man, I don't watch Chop Shop no more. I don't give. Y'all got to remember. I'm going to look at this camera. It's a lady sent me an email saying, thank you for saving my son's life. He was headed in a dark place. Something you said changed it. And you think I'm worried about somebody not watching the show? When a lady can call into the show and say, I'm about to go into chemotherapy, and the best 120 minutes of my day is listening to y'all. And you think I'm worried? But when outsiders who ain't just start watching this show, come onto this show and said millions of people need to be watching this show, but some of these ungrateful ass people in this basketball community have nerve to say something negative. But other people who watching and getting the content. I got a question. Artist, 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 artist. Did you work in this tournament? I got a question. Did you work in this tournament? Did you work at this? Odyssey. Quit trying to defend the tournament. Kevin Freidman started playing golf because of this show. So, Odyssey, you don't have to defend a place that you worked at. Ain't nobody gonna listen to that. I don't work there. I wasn't there. I'm defending you. But we got to. We got to get the center of educating is to know who the people are. All I tried to tell Robert Carroll and Doug earlier, know who that guy is. That'll educate you of how to handle that. What we need is the momentum of memory. Y'all got to realize, I had made up my mind I wasn't going to even talk about that stuff. Because I said, what does it got to do with me? How does it free us? But then I was thinking, and Doug gave me an opportunity with his comment. See, Doug, y'all don't understand. If I comment about your comment, boy, that mean you did something. Gary, y'all, I'll never forget this. In Atlanta, somebody told me to go to this barbershop. And it was during the time that the United States had invited all the heads of state from Africa. And the brothers in the barbershop, a lot of them, film was from Ghana. I was impressed because we was talking about soccer and the World Cup. And they were cheering who they were cheering for. They was talking about soccer. You know, I don't know nothing about soccer. I'm just listening. And I'm listening to them, the players that they're, that they're talking about. And they were talking about it. It was such passion. And I said, who y'all cheering for now? Because the Moroccan team got knocked out with all the black players. He said, we cheering for Argentina. I said, why? Got a lot of our people on there. And some of the other teams, some of the colonizers had some people on their team. But I'm watching it. Okay. But what got me? We're in the barbershop. With the same fervor and the same intelligence that they talked about football. They call it football. They switched the subject and started talking about the political process and about the reducing the harsh sentences of crack cocaine versus powder cocaine. And they started talking about, because I guess that was in the news back then. But I sit there and they talked about that with the same intelligence and the same fervor. I got to really let y'all know that impressed me. That formed the way I talk on this show. That evolved me. We got to be able to talk about U of H getting 3 5-stars. In basketball recruiting, and be able to talk about politics and what's going on and what's coming in the future. We sit here in a basketball community that we control and that we run. But we mad at Yuri. Instead of, well, forget him. Put your blinders on. Let's find out what I can do to make this community better. Robert Carroll, what you can do to make this community better. Gary Carter, what you can do to make this community better. Jeffrey Day, what you can do. Y'all, we got to be able to do this. Thinking about the Superdome this weekend. We got 63,207 people at the Bayou Classic. I'm going to get to that later. 63,000 black folks. The Bayou Classic. The people in Louisiana won't even vote. And by the way, on Wednesday, don't mess with me. I saw this because I got plans that day. I'm going to show you what happened Wednesday. UConn playing Baylor. Alabama playing North Carolina. Y'all see how I switched out? I'm coming back. Virginia playing Florida. Marquette playing Iowa State. Every ranked team down in the nation. Kansas is playing Creighton. Auburn is playing Duke. Pitt is playing Mississippi State. Let me repeat that. On Wednesday. Don't bother me. See how versatile I am? Robert Carroll, because I'm going to come back to this now. But I had to give y'all something. On Wednesday, this Wednesday, Baylor, UConn, 17-2. 17th ranked player. The team, UConn still work second. Oh my God. After they been getting their head tucked. We got Alabama, North Carolina, Virginia, Florida, Marquette, Iowa State, Kansas, Creighton against Creighton, Auburn against Duke. I just had to get that out the way. Had to get that out the way. Because I got to go somewhere. And I'm going to get back to it. Y'all, I'll be here all week. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Robert Carroll. Y'all don't understand how I feel about you young fellas, man. Maybe when I get back, maybe we need to sit down and talk. I ain't never had a chance to sit down and talk with you. What are y'all planning on doing? We're going to keep worrying about the Moses generation is dead. It's time to usher in the Joshua generation. Moses threw them 10 commandments on that rock and cursed God. He couldn't go and see the land making honey. Don't y'all do the same damn thing they doing. So maybe we need to sit down. But before I talk about it, Robert Carroll, Robert Carroll, homeboy, I've been missing you on the show. Because I've been sharing stuff that people across the country who've been coming and getting this information because they want me to do some stuff with them and they just trying to figure out. Robert Carroll. So people were watching the show I was on one day. And they called me and asked me. First time they watched the show. Somebody in New York told them, man, watch this show. And this dude in the entertainment industry, and he said, why does this show don't have 1 million followers? He said, the things that he was so thorough. And I told him about my process of writing a book, Robert Carroll. You know what he told me? This what the name of your book should be about. He said, something you said on that show was so profound. Robert Carroll, I told a story about me coming into a prospective client's house. Y'all didn't pick up on it, but this guy picked up on it. His staff picked up on it. Watch this. Because it didn't mean much to y'all, but it meant much to them because they think different. I walk in the house. Let's say Yolanda Green and Ray Moore, that's the mom and daddy. And I'm talking to the son. And he's a football player. And I walk in, I said, look here, player, come here. Get out a pencil. Get out a piece of paper. Get out a pencil and paper. I want you to write some numbers down. So the first number is 78. He said, what's that mean, Mr. Hatter? I said because 78% of all football players in the NFL, after 2 years removed from their sport, are bankrupt, unemployed, divorced. Got that number? Send me it. The second number is 92. Yolanda, he said, 92, what that mean? I said, 92 of the black football players you looking at on that screen. That's going to happen too. 78 of all, 92 of the black ones. What color you? Black, right? Then I gave him another number, Yolanda, Ray Moore. I gave him the last number. I gave him 0. He said, what's the 0 for? I said, that's the percentage of the guys that went with us and stayed with us. That's the percentage of them that's in that predicament. 0. Y'all don't understand. It took somebody in New York to let me understand, to make me understand how important that is. Because everybody can't say that. The art of the 0%. Robert, what did you tell these people? What were your principles you gave these people? So that's what I've been combing my notes and combing my brain over the last 30 years. Y'all, this 30 years of work. It took somebody in a whole nother city to go back and listen to some of the old tapes and said, dude, then he said, dude, something I said about marriage one time. I don't know what the hell I said. I got to ask him. He said, married men would benefit from what you said. I don't know what the hell I said, y'all. Y'all got to understand. I'm sort of like I never forget. I talking to a pastor one time after church, and I said, "Man, you did it." I said, "What? What did you do?" He said, "Man, let me tell you something. I was under the anointing when I preached that sermon. I can't tell you everything that I said." I said, "But I'm watching something yesterday, y'all. Watching something this weekend. Told y'all need to share this show. I didn't know it was gonna get this heavy. But watch this.
Coach Sean Keeler, the Denver Post. Happy summer, my man.
You don't like us, man. Why do you do this to yourself?
Come on.
You don't like us.
Mark
You know
likes
you
me,
don't-
by the way.
Huh?
Yeah. Mark said he likes me.
No,
so
but
that's
you
one.
don't. Why do you
That's
do
one.
this, though?
No, sorry. Two-parter if I could.
No, I'm serious.
Football
Why do
question.
you do this? Like, you know you don't. Like, why do you do this?
No, it's not about that. Football question.
No,
Question.
why do you do this? Like, it would be hard for me to really engage in someone I don't like or something I don't like. I'm just asking why. Like, why?
Gotta pay
What
the bills,
did I do?
Coach. You didn't do anything. It's not about that. But this
But
is a football
why?
question.
I'm asking you why.
Yeah, you can answer, but that's
Okay,
not
answer
germane
me.
to this.
What?
Yeah.
Because you want me to answer you. So
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fair. Yeah.
Why?
Why? Because I have
Give me
questions.
your why.
What's your why? What do you want to know?
Why do you always on attack? Like, what did we do?
Where am I on attack today? Where am I on attack?
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you opportunities to be on attack. But I'm asking you why. Like, what does it do for you? Like, what happened?
It's not about me.
But what happened to get you like this?
It's a good question.
No, I'm serious. Because I want to help. No, I'm serious. I want to help. Because it's not normal.
We can talk about that.
Okay.
Can I ask you a football question?
No,
Seriously.
no, we'll talk about that. When we talk about that, I'll talk about that with you.
Can we ask you a football question, please?
When I talk about that, we talk about that. We can talk about that.
I hope y'all heard that. He was talking to a guy named Sean Keeler. Y'all, he got crucified by Stephen A. Smith and all the Shannon Sharps. And I'm trying to find this little Paul Feinbaum. I can't stand him. Shouldn't be talking like that. Might have to work with these people one day. But he was asking the dude, because the dude had wrote a lot of crazy stuff, y'all, about his family, talking about Deion Sanders is a false prophet. The CU Buffs in the playoffs. If they make it to the playoffs, I'll have what Coach Prime is smoking. Call him a false prophet, and it's a circus that he's running over there. Then the Buffalo win 9 games and become bowl eligible. Still a shot until this weekend. Buffalo players coming to the aid of young school kids who have been bullied. Buffalo players staying long after games to sign autographs and take pictures with fans, including opposing fans. The genuine relationship between walk-on, scholarship, and big money NIL players on the team. It's the Buffalo program, but he talking about them. The entire football stadium singing happy birthday to 100-year-old super fan, Buff supporter, Miss Peggy. And this guy was writing all crazy stuff about it. So this weekend after the win, this is what Coach Prime does.
You got one? Oh, well, man. No. You.
Me?
No. Your man behind you. Give him a mic.
Sean, you want?
Let's go. God bless you. God bless you. I was just trying to. It's Thanksgiving, man. Going into the new year. Let's start something new. You had your shot now, right? I did it. God bless you. You got one?
So he gave that hater an opportunity to ask a question. See, the guy been coming to the press conferences ever since that first one. He come, but he wasn't allowed to ask Coach Prime a question. So this time, Thanksgiving, Coach Prime said, look, enough is enough. Come on, man. What's your question? You got anything to say? And I think it was cowardly. And I'm glad Coach Prime put him on display. He offered the mic to the Denver Post columnist, who was barred from asking questions all year, and he declined. But Paul Feinberg, y'all don't understand. Go back and look at everybody told Deion head off. And I'm trying to find it. Some of those interviews, all of them people. Let me see, Coach Prime. Let me see. I'm trying to just put Coach Prime name in. And y'all, but do y'all see what I'm talking about? This dude so it wasn't about you doing your job. It was personal. Because that was an opportunity for you to ask a question. And you didn't. That's why I keep telling y'all these press people, they be having some stuff with them. You know, as this calendar year flips, I saw this to December. Here's what this month could mean for this bad football team. I know everybody, y'all got to realize the reason I talk about this team, Yolanda, so much. Yolanda, I took so much heat. Yo, we got a Heisman Trophy winner, potential winner, that came from an HBCU. It was personal, Lionel. He wasn't trying to get back to nobody good grace. It was personal. He said, F that N-word. If you got to go back and read all the articles. Oh, y'all, he covered, hold on, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna give you some context. He covered the Denver Broncos because he worked for the Denver Post. So Denver Broncos played against the Raiders. He go out there to Las Vegas asking questions. What did he say? What did he say? What did he say out there? Hold up, y'all got to find it. He said something. Please let me. Come on, y'all. I know I have too much on my phone. He said something about my boy. Hold up. Should do it. Hold on. He talking about Shadur would fit in good with Sin City. But they don't really want him because they don't want the dad. Google it. His name's Sean Keeler. Sean Keeler. He off the chain. And I thought I had it somewhere, y'all. I know I had it. I got so many notes, I don't know where I put it. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? Wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah, see, I got to give y'all context because some of y'all, y'all don't get it because some of y'all just go away and just, well, I guess I know what he was meant. I guess I know what he meant. Sean, dude name, Sean Keeler. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see. I'm going down. I'm just going down. What he said about Shadur. He had these bizarre headlines. These be his headlines. Hold up. Oh, that's the false prophet one. Okay, they show that a lot. But he go out to the Denver Post talking about, hold on, here you go. Hold up. I'm getting close. He go out there and says, hold up, y'all, it's coming. I can feel it coming. I'm just going through all the tweets. Damn, he got a lot of damn tweets. People be talking about his ass too. But he went out there talking about the Denver Broncos and started talking negative about Shadur. This recently. But everybody got mad because this man write hit piece. And all Prime just said, man, what did I do to you? But let me tell y'all something. And y'all ain't been saying nothing. But let me tell y'all something, because I don't know if y'all like them or not. But let me tell y'all something. Them Houston Rockets are one of the hardest playing teams in the league. Y'all got to realize now, I went out on a limb last year and said, I guarantee they make the playoffs. They were 41-41. 4 straight years without making the playoffs. Last year, like I said, it was 40-41. The year before, they were 22-60. Boy, let me give me some water on that one. But ain't nobody going to say nothing about that one. Hold up. Y'all ain't got to say nothing. I do it for myself. Let me find my yeah, I do it for myself. Y'all ain't helping me. 22-20, 41-41 the next year. They have a great cap situation. If they want a disgruntled superstar like the Greek Freak, they could get him. But would you do it? Have y'all been watching these guys? And what we gonna do about them Texans? Have y'all been watching? I guaranteed it. Hey, watch this, Paul. Paul, I got to talk. Paul, you heard me. Paul, 41 and 41 wasn't bad now. The West just had too many good teams. Because if they was 41-41 in the East last year, they would have been in. You feel me? But Paul, watch this. Paul, let me look at these standings. Chuck, let me look at these standings. Chuck, have you been watching them Rockets? Do y'all know who's the number 2 team in the Western Conference standing right now? I'll wait. Somebody tell it to me. Somebody put it up there. Somebody put it up there. I just want to see it in writing. Told y'all coaching matters. You lock up your wives. Him coming to town. He don't want your wife. He come here to coach. By the way, that other guy wanted him. By the way. Where my people at? Do anybody know who is the number 2, got the second best record by a half a game? Thank you, Thaddeus Moody. The man from Chicago had to tell me. These people in Houston, y'all just tell me. Y'all don't like the Rockets? Y'all don't like the Rockets? Gary, I went out on the ledge. See y'all. A lot of people watch basketball. I analyze basketball. They get mad at me because I said, I just see the game different from you. You think you ain't that? No, I don't think I'm better than no. I just see it different. Y'all looking for something different than I look for something different than y'all. I didn't say nothing. Y'all think y'all better than mine? Because I never gonna give you that much credit. The Houston Rockets. Y'all got to realize why I'm talking about this, right? It's 20 games into the season. What's that? 20% of the season is over with. Are y'all looking at this now? Are y'all just gonna leave me out here? Ain't nobody gonna say nothing about it. Y'all watched a team with 41 games despite key injuries last year to their best player all season long, with a bunch of 20-year-olds who are being coached real basketball for the first time in their careers last season and didn't know that your team is going to be this special this year. If you didn't know, listen, I'm not going to even take no blame for this. I mean, no credit for this. It was easy for me to see, Chuck. You say still bitter from the, you ain't, hey, you ain't no madder than me. Hey, Chuck, I had to deal with that. Chuck, them two, Robert was my client, Sam was one of my best friends. I had to deal with that. I had to go to Phoenix. Then Sam get traded to New Jersey or wherever. I got out of there. I forgot where he went to, but wherever he went. Sam got traded to Boston, and Robert get mad at me. How did Sam get traded, and I didn't get traded? Robert got so mad at me, kept being so mad that Danny Ainge kept talking crazy to him. He threw that and bust Danny Ainge in their face with the towel. Sterling Creeks, I had to get him out of there. Then, first thing I did, I called the Lakers. I said, look, man, y'all can get Robert Orr, champion, and get rid of Cedric Ceballos with his little ball hogging butt and let him go to Phoenix. Can we make that deal? And in the middle of it, can you give Rob $42 million with it? Alfio. Who throws the coach? Hold up. Who throws a towel and hit the coach in the head with it? Hold up. Get traded to Lakers with Shaq and Kobe and get $42 million to boot. How does that happen? Hey, how does it happen? No, I'm gonna talk about him. Chuck, you didn't hear what I said. Chuck heard what I said. Nobody else heard what I said. Chuck said, he been mad. All of y'all. I'm still bitter for my Cassell Horror trade, but I have to give them credit. They're playing good ball. Chuck, I thought I was going to lose a friend and a client. I had to go to work. Both of them got traded to Phoenix. It's unbelievable. You don't have the talent that Robert Horry got. I can't. Hey, listen. I was good, but ain't that good, Paul Miranda. You gotta have talent. I tell people all the time. People tell me it ain't. No. Y'all, the agent don't get you in the league. What the agent do is make sure when you in there, you get paid the way you're supposed to be. That's all they do. But Robert was still mad at me because Sam got traded. How the hell can I get mad at me because Sam got traded? I ain't got no damn team. But I had to go to work though, because he was looking me upside that big mother. Rob big now. Hey, he was looking me upside my head. Tell my man, I got to get out of here. I'm gonna whoop somebody. Man, the man threw it, hit the man, and I didn't tell him to do that, y'all. I wish I could take credit. I said hit the coach in the face with the towel. They had to get him out of there then. So guess what I did? I had leverage then. I didn't know he was a genius move by Rob, not by me. But I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know Spreewell that good. But y'all, I did want to share with y'all. But when I watched Amen Thompson, when I watch Amen Thompson, I think he's one of the best perimeters defenders in the league right now. I'm just watching him, man. Last night, man, they beat Oklahoma City, man. Now, Oklahoma City didn't have Chet. Y'all, I'm going to tell you, I think Chet, Jimmy, I'm going to bring you on in because I know you love old Chet. Jimmy, I think Chet, Jimmy, somebody called me, and I ain't confirmed it because I ain't talked to the doctor. The injury Chet got is to his hip is like he been in a car wreck. They said Chet is really might not play no more. This somebody, was just telling me, because the teams, it's Chet in bad shape, man. I'm right now, pray for Chet. That's why they ain't been talking about it. You ain't been hearing them talk about it, have you, Jim? But Jim, are you froze? You done muted yourself? Damn, let me get you out of there, man. Shit, what the hell you doing? Damn, dude. I don't know what you on one today. Jimmy on one. Jimmy, that damn old internet he got over there. I don't never want none of that internet. But Fred VanVleet had 38 points. Sengun had 20 points, 14 rebounds, 9 assists. Dylan Brooks. And y'all they doing this without Jalen Green. Yeah, I don't know what Jimmy doing over there. And I said, Jimmy, it's got to be you, cause everybody else call in and they fresh and fruity. I mean, not fresh and fruity. They fresh and good. They fresh and good on the thing. But Chuck, Jabari Smith is blocking shots and making an impact on defense. And I used to think he was a bust. Man, I'm watching this team, y'all better watch it now, you know. But y'all, I got to share something with y'all. I got to share this with y'all right now. It was a conversation with two alumni at a HBCU. And the question was asked, what is the advantage of buying season tickets? Former athlete talking to another person. Paul Morales, I messed up. What is the advantage of buying a season ticket? There you go. There you go. They asked the question, Jim. I'm talking about HBCUs, and it was two HBCU. Former athlete was asking a administrator of a HBCU. They were saying, "What is the advantage of buying season tickets?" And he told me, he said, "Just giving back." And then I found out former athletes. Somebody told me they never give back. I said, "What's the percentage?" He said, "Robert, it's under 10%." I said, "Wow." So I saw this young lady's post and it blew me away. And I love her post. I love her post. And I can't wait to post it for y'all. But she said something after she talked to somebody. She said, "Your support for the athletic department." Then the person told her, they kept talking. They said, "Well, this is what you can do. Why can't you just donate to the fueling station?" Fueling station, Jim. In case you don't know what the fueling station, if you haven't already, they said pass it. She posted and passed it, and I got the information right here. Let me put it on the screen, cause y'all, you know, cause we don't, a little bit of go a long way, y'all. What is it? HBCUs on the HBCU, and we always just sit there. We go buy drinks, we go do everything. But let me put this link on here. Got to share it. Got to share it. Got to share it. Where I'm at. Okay. Hold on. Let me go. What the hell is that in the background, Jim?
They cut some trees down.
God damn, that nigga couldn't. Excuse me. He cut more than some trees. He cutting into some. He cutting into somebody back there. No, I'm just kidding. But Jim, I'm talking about the fueling station at TSU. I put the link, and and when they explained it to her, she said, "Oh, she went and posted and got all her friends." And let me tell you what the fueling station is, just in case you don't know. It's located inside the garage area. It used to be in the HP&E Arena, Jimmy, and it's a station that operates Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and to 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And this is all you're doing is got healthy snacks for the athletes, because it sometimes it conflict when they get out of practice, when they get out of this, when they get out of this, when they get out of study out, because the practice so crazy, and they can't go to the lunchroom and get their meal. This will tie them over to their next meal, right? It's the student athletes will have access to a variety of high performance snack items and beverages to choose from. Each student athlete will be allowed 2 visits per day, once in the morning, once in the evening, as the station allows them to supplement their daily nutrition needs, along with providing an avenue for them to start practice off on the right note, in addition to recovering properly once practice. I give my time and my resources to this place. I sit there and myself and distribute the stuff and the snacks with the kids. That's how I got to know a lot of them. That's why I'm hating being out here. I can't wait to get home, because I missed the fueling station, Jimmy. I used to go early in the morning because I have a meeting downtown. I go in the morning and go and get, I guess I got to meet the soccer team. I got to meet the volleyball team. Some of the greatest young women get to meet the baseball team, get to meet the football team. And so if I put that up there, let me tell you something. And I want to thank the TSU administration and athletic supporters for their commitment to bringing the fueling station to fruition. Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics, Kevin Granger, he said, I am expecting the fueling station to have an immediate impact. Let me tell y'all something. If you get the chance to meet those kids when they come, because they coming, they come. It's the most, I think it's the greatest ministering tool and the greatest situation on the whole campus because all the student athletes come there. I wish all the students can go there. But y'all, I put that up on the board. Get that link, whatever it is, whatever you want to give to that link, and it goes straight to nobody, goes straight to the fueling station because it costs a lot of money to fuel those athletes for the whole year. That's my plug. And I saw this young lady's post, and her name Kimberly. Kimberly, thank you for your post. And I should have been talking about this more. I talked about it once, but I'm gonna talk about it constantly because I know we got to be repetitious about letting people know. Because you tell them one time, they don't forget. You tell them 2 times, they don't forget. You tell them 3 times, they don't forget. You tell them 100 times, they don't forget. So it got to be repetition. But shout out to TSU because I see the impact it's having on those students over there at TSU, man. And I can't wait. This morning, y'all, at the fueling station, I got a phone call because a young lady, they said, Robert, we got another young lady on the golf team because I ain't been there. So I hadn't met her yet. Guess where she from? And I took one guess. I said she from Memphis. Young lady from Whitehaven High School in Memphis happened to be on the team. I can't wait. She said, what's your name? I told her who my name was. She said, I can't wait to meet. Great young girl, great spirit. I just talked to her on the phone this morning because what? She was at the fueling station. This wouldn't have happened if she wasn't at the fueling station. So I can't wait to get back to make sure that I make sure I get to hang out a little bit more with our student athletes. But Jimmy, what's going on, man? Did you hit your button?
Yeah, now we up in there. Make sure you guys next time you haven't done so, share that show to your pages, to your groups, and everything. Shout out to all you guys out there coming out of this holiday weekend. Now, man, got so much to unpack. Of course, football, high school football. You have the usual favorites are have advanced. Your Allens up in region 2. You have your I mean that's region 1. You have your Allens up there still a favorite. You have your Duncanville has advanced in region 2. And in region 3, of course, you have North Shore and Atascocita have both emerged into that regional championship. Speaking of that district, out of which is district, I think they're what would they be? 23 6A. How about all 4 teams are playing for the championship to go into the state semifinals? 4 teams from the same district. This district here is in basketball and football. It seems like year after year, they are among the supreme districts in the state. Once again, Atascocita and North Shore, they faced each other early this year, and it went down to the wire with North Shore pulling it off. This is a rematch. They will be played Saturday, 2 p.m. at Thorne Stadium, which is adjacent to the Campbell Center. So that's Aldine ISD. Shout out to Aldine ISD for being right there and using their brand new facilities to attract such a showdown. That's going to be Saturday at 2 p.m. right on the Beltway. Meanwhile, Summer Creek and Kingwood are in the same district as those other 2 schools. Know how do you got the Division 1 and you have Division two. So based on population, that determines which division that the teams go in when they finish in district play. Well, Summer Creek, who went to state last year, will have a rematch with Kingwood in their Region 3 championship for Division 2. That game will be played over at on the campus of Humble High School, Turner Stadium, Saturday at 2 p.m. Now, my biggest question for this is why are both games scheduled at 2 p.m. when they're only about 7 miles apart? I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. Sometimes, for one reason how it would be is that they scheduled them the same time to ensure to hinder the next round opponents from being able to have an abundance of coaches present to scout them. So that means if I play at the same time you play, then you know you basically with a hand behind your back just like I am. But from a fan perspective, a lot of fans they could have, that's money that you're leaving on the table because a lot of the fans, which helps, especially the nominal fans, can get chances to see both games in one whop. Now, basketball took place this past weekend. Oh, by the way, Silsby High School, I think, has been eliminated from the playoffs. Hitchcock High School, which was a favorite in 3A, they've been eliminated from the postseason, as well as Willis High School. Now, on to the hoops. Of course, you had Rick Nelson locally had his Thanksgiving Jamboree this past Friday and Saturday. Glenn Smith had his annual Thanksgiving Jamboree. Well, I'm sorry, correction. Rick Nelson's event is the Texas Jamboree. Glenn Smith's is the Thanksgiving Hoop Fest. And that took place up in Duncanville, Texas. And it annually attracts a slew of teams from across the nation, boys and girls, which many of the stars rose up to the top. And I'm gonna tell you how after this weekend, we're approaching. We're about a couple of weeks away from mid-season. It's not even. It's basically we're the 1/3 mark of the season for high schools in Texas. Yeah, about the 1/3 mark, right at it, and it's pretty much clear in most of your top three classifications who the favorites are. It's in most of them. It's pretty clear, and at least in 6A and 4A, San Antonio Brennan is without question the favorite in 6A. Without question, they're the favorite. They went up there and did the two-step up in Dallas
At
this
the hoop
past
fest?
week. Yeah,
Okay.
won both games. Kingston Fleming didn't disappoint. And in 4A, remember now, it's down for Sealsby. It's down for Booker T. Washington. It's down for Wheatley. It's down for Yates. So, but at the same time, by them all being down, that makes it parity probably for most of them. But there's no more Our Colony in 4A. They moved up to 5A. Well, one team that was a 5A power has moved down to 4A. And they won in Dallas, then drove to Houston and won on Saturday in H-Town. And that's Dallas Kimball. They are the clean-cut favorite in 4A. Dallas Kimball should roll through the postseason. It would be a huge, but that's why they call upsets are called upsets. But Nick Smith and company, you understand how he has one young man, he has two Division I signees on the team. One signed with Vanderbilt, one signed with UAB. And they're in the 4A classification. There's another team in the state that has two Division I signees in the Class 4A that are seniors on the same team. So you can see that Dallas Kimball, they check all the boxes. I think in 5A, Adam, it's going to be more intriguing because Thurgood Marshall, they continue to find a way to use their defense as the offense in games, and they simply body blowed Colleen Ellison to death with their defense and pulled off a win between two state ranked programs, which Thurgood Marshall is number one in the state. And Colleen Ellison used to be in Region 3, mind you. They're not in Region 3 anymore. They're in Region 2 now, Class 5A. Colleen Ellison, Thurgood Marshall. This is the team that made it to the championship of the McDonald's Texas Invitational last week. Look, it looks like I'm stuck a little bit. Are you there?
Yeah, you good. You good.
Okay. Thurgood Marshall made it to the championship of the McDonald's Texas Invitational last week, and they, of course, were right back. They lost to San Antonio Brennan in the championship. And right now we're looking back, reading the book backwards. That's like taking a bullet from Jesse James. That's a good bullet right there. Everybody's taking that bullet. And the Thurgood Marshall team is led by Ian Lowe and Kevin Sargent. These are two seniors that's been playing phenomenal basketball on both ends of the court for this Thurgood Marshall team. Fort being Marshall, Ronnie Corden is the head coach, Hall of Famer, and he's right in position as one of the favorites to get up out of this region as well. Don't get it twisted. Region mean Region 3. But it won't be easy because you have teams like Barbers Hill that could be in their way. Iowa Colony is 5A. That'll be right there. Beaumont Westbrook, who got upset by Bush this past weekend, will be right there. Those are pretty much, and Port Arthur Memorial is another team. Once the football players gel back in, they are a team that has bodies and muscle and could dethrone or could actually crown themselves out of Region 3. So watching all of that stuff, and this past weekend, it pretty much makes some things pretty clear. Well, mentioned, got a chance to put eyes on Lancaster this past weekend as well. They too are long out, and remember they were 5A for the last few years. They are now 6A. They're thrusting in the same district with DeSoto, Duncanville, and Waxahachie. So that's going to be a very tough district, which could yield a 4 seed, knocking off a 1 seed. Well, that's right. There's no more 4 seeds and 1 seeds. That's kind of those days are gone right now, because remember, 4 teams make the playoffs. 2 will go into Division 1, 2 will go into Division 2. So that means the 4 seed really would be a 2 seed coming out of whatever, depending on what district or what division they go into. Shout out to both Rick Nelson and Glenn Smith for making Texas, Houston, and Dallas an attraction in their own right. These two events not to be compared at all, because they have two primary purposes that for the community. The Hoop Fest is a national showcase. It's a national event. The Jamboree in Houston is primarily a Texas, Louisiana event. It's not a national event. Rick Nelson, the event has been going on the longest, but it's a feeling. Most of the teams that don't get invited in the Glenn Smith's event will opt to go into Rick Nelson's event. It's like the NIT to the NCAA tournament, which is not bad, but the old days of the NIT, because I think this Rick's event is on the uptick because of his resurgence of a lot of the teams, such as Dallas Kimball, who decide to do both. Play in one and come back down and play in the other. And it's A lot of teams get to see, a lot of fans get to see a lot of those good matchups. So shout out for that. Um, I got to see Shadow Creek again.
Jimmy,
They
before you
triumphed.
go into Shadow Creek, some people, you're good coming through to me, but some people are not getting your feet. Go out and come back in. Go out and come back in before you talk about Shadow Creek. Okay? He'll be back in a minute, y'all. Thank y'all. I mean, because coming through this feed is perfect. Uh, so sometimes we have that problem with his. I can tell in the beginning we was gonna have a few problems. Let's try. Let's hope we get it. Okay, you're back. All right, let's roll. Let's roll.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. You was talking
and
about Shadow
and
Creek.
well, the thing, of course, a lot of guys don't be misled in regard to a lot of some of these teams you may have seen. I encourage you to see some of these top tier teams more than once. Make sure you're checking and you're paying attention to their personnel, the availability of their personnel, and of course the opponents that you see them going against. And all of that matters. A lot of people, they watch a team one time and you chalk it up and say, "Oh man, these guys ain't that good." But okay, well, who are they playing against? If they were playing against, if you watch Thurgood Marshall play against San Antonio Brennan and they didn't impress you against Brennan, well, hell, Brennan is undefeated this year. So it's gonna be hard to get to. What do you expect? Judge them against these other guys, and they've been rolling. Um, Doug Jones says Shadow Creek is the right now is the team to beat in Region 3 in Class 6A. Right now, Shadow Creek was they were one of my preseason four, the quartet that I had predicted out of this region. They were amongst that. And how do you ask me that right as going into the week of the season opener? Who's my favorites? And I'd say, well, I'll give you four, as I always do. Because back in the days, we would think one would be from each quad. But now, with this Division One, Division Two, you have to wait some time to see. Because some teams, they know if they win, they still gonna go to Division Two. And some teams, even if they lose, they still gonna go to Division One because they know what their tendency is already. A team like a Atascocita, they would never be in Division Two in that district if they make the playoffs. They're Division One. Now, how would Shadow Creek and their population? Remember, Shadow Creek was a 5A school just a couple of years ago, and they are propelled up into Class 6A. You have that right. He cutting the hell out of them trees next door, and
No, I can't hear it now though. We can't hear.
and I'm looking at the Shadow Creek district, which Shadow Creek now is in that. Let me see, 6A. Where we at? Where are we
I
at?
hear
I'm
him now.
looking at.
I hear him now.
I'm looking at the district,
I wouldn't even
and it
know where to
used.
go find the districts at.
No, they used to be in the district. No, they changed around. Remember, we talked about that
I know,
earlier.
but I'm saying
And
I wouldn't even know where to go find it at. Even if they hadn't changed around, I couldn't even find the old one.
yeah, they're in the district. That's why they changed them around because they used to see them in the pay. They're in District 22 6A. Remember, they moved in. We talked about it 2 weeks ago. They're in the district now with those Pasadena schools. So, population wise, don't get it twisted, man. They're in the district with Pearland, who's busting at the seams. Pearland's probably going to be automatically Division One if they make the playoffs. The Shadow Creek could be a Division Two school if and up in playoff time come. They could be Division Two. So that means would you really get to see? Doug Jones says Shadow Creek,
What you mean they
San
would be
Antonio Brennan.
Division Two because of what?
Population, the
So,
school
so would you
attendance.
know what the population is?
But you're looking in that district, looking in that district right now, okay,
But
there
you
are
said
so
the
many
numbers. Forget
schools.
the district. What numbers does it take to be in Division
That's
One?
that's what I'm saying. If most put it like this, I'll give you an example. Let's say if it's 6 teams in a district and let's say 5 of those teams have more population than you do. That means you could never be Division One. You get what I'm saying? If you got 6 teams in your
So it ain't
district,
a number, it's the people above you.
well, that means the people above you could never be below you. Their attendance ain't gonna change. They report the attendance at the end of September.
No,
In
but I'm
September.
saying it's not a number.
No, it's not a number. It's based on your attendance after a certain date.
Attendance number, Jimmy, an attendance number.
Well, that's
An
okay.
attendance
So
number.
you
What
rank.
is the attendance number?
So that means if your attendance is more than my attendance, and every other school in my district has more kids than me, I can never be Division One. That's what I'm saying to you.
Okay.
Let me flip it around. If I got the most kids in my district, I could never be Division Two, Hatter. That means the top 2 attendance schools, the top 2 go to Division One. The next 2 in attendance go to a Division Two.
Okay, then. Okay.
So that means you can kind of tell certain schools where they can't go.
Well,
Now
I
you
got a
might not.
question. Don't they have the attendance numbers out? That's somewhere.
No, yes, I'm saying so,
That's
but you
somewhere.
already know. I don't know the exact numbers, but you already know certain schools that have way more kids than Shadow Creek right now. Certain schools got way more. That's the thing. So if those schools are now, that don't mean those schools gonna make the playoffs. You see what I'm saying? Like, so that's the thing. Like Pasadena High School may have more than Shadow Creek. Pasadena High School ain't they're a bubble team that make the playoffs.
So, okay. I ain't got to deal with it no way. So keep talking.
So that Doug just put the number out. The numbers are out. Doug say Shadow Creek has 2,600 students. That's what they reported in September. That's when they take so 2,600 students.
So they reseed them during the playoffs by the enrollment.
They're reseeding their district before they can get to the playoffs.
So in the district, they determine who, if let's say those top 4 teams, right? Don't before teams go, right? So the top 2 teams go to District 1 in the top.
Region,
okay, that's easy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So that means you can count on that means now Shadow Creek is they're on the outside looking in for Division 1.
Because who are the teams, the 4 teams got more?
Well, the projected playoff teams. South Houston is a lock in that.
They got more than
right.
Than this. They got more.
I would think so.
They got more than South
I would
Creek?
think so.
Okay.
I would think so.
All right.
I would think so.
Good.
Okay. Pearland is a possible. It's not a lock with Pearland High School, which we know Pearland has more. Pearland has more. That's 3,000 plus.
Okay.
We know that.
Okay, here go Doug, and I already said it. Doug said, I don't know. He said Pearland, South Houston, Dawson, and Shadow Creek make it to the playoff. It would be Pearland and Shadow Creek going to Division 1. And Manville and South Houston would go to Division 2.
So that means Shadow Creek has more than South Houston,
okay. All right,
and they have more than Manville.
Now I'm understanding.
Remember, Manville was just 5A a couple of years ago, like Shadow Creek was. So Manville is one of those teams that we know they're the same boat. We know it's gonna be hard for them to go to Division 1. So that means if Manville makes the playoffs, now mind you, if Manville makes the playoffs, right, then which is very possible, very attainable, then that means Shadow Creek would have the edge over Manville. You see, and that's what put them in. That's why it's kind of tricky on this stuff. And you know what?
I got you.
Remember, it was like that in football. That's why for a couple of years, Hatter, North Shore and Katy would be in Division 1 and Division 2 because that Katy ISD district, Katy High School, would be on the bottom end of the attendance of those other schools that made it, the Cinco Ranches and the Shadow Creeks that made it. They would automatically go into that Division 1.
That man, so some of these schools not telling the truth about their attendance. Hey, Doug, how many people Hightower had at it? Man, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I went to Hightower one time, Jim. That's why I don't even go to high school no more. I went to Hightower one time during a lunch period. I ain't never seen that many people, kids in my damn life at one time. Man, I got the hell out of there. I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous than a hook in church. I got the hell out of
What?
it. It was just too many people. It was just too many. I don't lack a whole lot of people. It was lunchtime, and seemed like it was a million damn students. I said, let me get the hell out of here.
Remember Shadow Creek? I mean, Hightower at one time, you know, when they were thrusting with attendance, they were 5A, which was the highest classification back in the days.
Mhm.
And then Shadow Creek came around, were built, and it sliced into some of the would-be attendees that would go to Hightower. They got some of that when they did some realignment on that district. Even though it's a whole different district, Alvin ISD versus Fort Bend ISD, but Shadow Creek did tap into some of the talent base that not it wasn't just a Hightower thing. Also with Dawson High School as well, they tapped into, and as
Well,
well
I
as
don't never want to
Manville.
go to North Shore then.
North Shore.
I don't never want to go there during lunchtime. Because that man says 5,000 students there. I
Yeah,
don't
North Shore.
go nowhere near that joint.
North Shore has the most. North Shore and Atascocita, I think, and the Woodlands, I think, are the top 3 school attendance schools in the greater Houston. If
Boy,
I'm not mistaken, you guys can post it if you have access to it.
that's
I
why I
think it's
pray for them
North
teachers.
Shore, Tascasita, and I want to say the Woodlands are top dogs in regard to that. But yeah, you're right. North Shore, as you can tell, it's not a single school district. They have 2 high schools in Galena Park ISD, as they have Galena Park, and then they have North Shore. But North Shore is on the island by themselves because Galena Park High School is on the other side of I-10. That's Galena Park. If you never been to Galena Park High School, it's right off the ship channel. Galena Park High School is probably closer to Milby High School than it is to North Shore High School. So there's enough space to whereas North Shore ain't tapping. Hell, they got to tap from Fur before they reach Galena Park. They meaning North Shore High School. And you know, it's really good. Sometimes you think about the dynamics and the geographics, and it reminded me one. I was putting together an article in you know.
And before you go there, shout out to Jeffrey Day for supplying Doug with a spreadsheet with all this information. I don't, these guys, y'all like, man, these guys, y'all serious about y'all job around here, dear Jeffrey Day, for having that kind of
What's that?
just having that kind of information. Doug said, "Oh, that's why he know all of these schools and the numbers because Jeffrey Day had him a spreadsheet and supplied him with all the school numbers." But I know Jeffrey Day is an educator in the school somewhere, so he would have
Mhm.
all that information. So thank you. I just wanted to know. See, Doug, that's why Doug throwing out these numbers because he got a spreadsheet. That's what I said. Remember I said a minute ago. I wouldn't know nothing about that because I don't know where they can get this information. So, thank you, Jeffrey Day. Thank you, everybody who and Doug. But now, what was you
Yeah.
talking?
And so now that was the thing that so back in regarding this mentioned Shadow Creek, I tell you guys one thing, and that
Is
is
Shadow Creek can they win the whole thing, Jimmy? You seen them.
yes they could. They could win the whole
The
thing.
whole thing?
They could win the whole thing. They have the tools. However, they would have to be clicking on all cylinders. I mean, it would
Okay.
take an A game from at least 5 to 7 guys for a Tascasita to win that whole thing.
No, I said I said not Toscasita. I'm talking about Shadow Creek.
Well, for Shadow Creek, it would take an A game from 7 guys for Shadow Creek
Well,
to
shit,
be
that's
able
hard.
to beat it,
Hey,
to
Jimmy,
be
that's
able to
hard to
win that
do,
whole
Jimmy.
thing. Well,
So
that's
they
I'm just
can't.
saying.
So they
You know,
can't then. So you
San
tell
Antonio Brennan,
7 guys?
they first of all, when you start thinking, I'm thinking about the beat San Antonio Brennan specifically. It would take
And they need
7 guys
7
playing
guys to
the A
beat
game.
San Antonio Brennan?
Well, I'll explain to you why. Because San Antonio Brennan has provided a sample size of 5 games, which 4 games for certain that 2 starters did not even play, and they still rolled through state ranked through 4
Yeah.
state
Yeah.
ranked teams. They
Yeah.
beat 4 state ranked
Jimmy, I
teams
think it's
with
their style of play that helps them. They seem like they play to their own beat when I watch
who that?
Brennan play. When I watch Brennan play, they act like they have a game plan, and we're gonna stick to our game plan. You ain't gonna get us out of our. And what I'm saying, if Shadow Creek can disrupt their game plan, because these guys seem like I watched them about 5 times, and I'm saying, I watched a pattern. I said, these guys seem like they ain't nobody hearing them up. Ain't nobody doing this. Ain't nobody doing this. Everybody playing their role. I ain't saying they got no A game out of all these people, but they seem like the role playing this damn team that I mean, that's what I liked about them. So but I'm just trying to see how Shadow Creek got to impose the way they play up on Brennan.
What
Because if they
what
play
it
the way Brennan play, I just don't
what it
think.
starts with Shadow Creek, make no mistake about it. Cream rises to the top. And so it starts with the guy that is the most heralded guy on your roster or on your team. And that is for Shadow Creek, it is Bryce Jackson. Bryce Jackson was basically an incomplete since the ninth grade, meaning that he's been an incomplete. He's played sparingly, fragmented at the end of last season, going into the postseason. But so that wasn't a big enough sample size. So you still give him an incomplete, meaning he has not played a full season. He had not since the ninth grade. So people didn't know what. You saw him in some of grassroots basketball, and he was pretty much, you know, he was pretty much on the up promising, and you could say, but at grassroots basketball, we know, you're trying to get some of your rhythm back. That's where you get it at. You go and you try to find a way. Some of the things you used to do, you probably couldn't do it as promptly or as effectively. But now, over the past two games for Shadow Creek, College Park and a prep school, STEM Academy out of Dallas, RWG Academy. Well, this RWG Academy, they features a top 20 player in the state. And so this young man, he put it like this: they feature he's one of the top 3 unsigned seniors in the state of Texas right now. Is this young man from RWG Academy. So that means you played a team with a legitimate Division I prospect on the court. Shadow Creek controlled these guys and ran away with that game. It was and one of the reasons for it was similar to when they ran away from College Park, and that is the play of Bryce Jackson has basically right now. So we've seen 2 games in a row with 2 teams with Division I prospects on the floor. That's College Park. They have one young man signed to Colorado, and you had the RWG STEM Academy with a young man that's definitely, unless he's no pass, no play, he's definitely going Division I basketball. And that's the coach's son, right? The Bryson Melvin is his name. Now, I'm reading some of that on the
No,
web
that's
right
Doug
there,
and
Alan.
Paul talking about. They got
So did Paul.
Lancaster and Allen and Duncanville first for you, and before you get to play Brennan. And Doug just explained to him. Paul, leave Paul alone.
Hold on. First of all, Lancaster and Duncanville has to cancel each other out. They're in the same district. So let's make your mind up, Paul. So I mean, they have to cancel. They're going to cancel each other out. Ain't but one of them can even think about coming out of Region 2. So they're in the same district. So bottom line, once again, guys, if Shadow Creek is still early in the season, but they have the tools. Bryce Jackson, if you remember, Hatter, from a portion of his ninth grade year, that was back when we did rankings for ninth graders. He was at one point he was ranked the number 1 ninth grader in the area.
That don't matter.
A lot of you guys, no, that's a measuring stick. It's a measuring stick of what he was before.
The measuring stick is gone. You got to look what he's doing now. I don't care about what he did in the ninth grade.
Understand though, but his ninth grade year.
Just me. I don't. I told you it's all right. I'm just saying I don't believe in that. I don't believe in what he did in the ninth grade.
What that does, it does have weight because it makes it for expectations. That's what it. That's one thing.
But I don't have no expectations of it.
Yeah, if you
No, Jimmy,
are
you're saying yeah. I said I don't. You do. I don't. It's all right for me not to have expectations. We don't think alike about basketball. It's okay. We look at the game different. I ain't said nothing about the way you looked at him. It's okay for you to look at him like that. I just don't look at nobody talking about either ninth grade. Cause I've seen some people in the ninth grade why not be terrible 12th graders.
but that's because expectations were placed upon them. That means they never was ranked. You don't expect them to be nothing to be great. That's
Jimmy,
the
I
thing.
don't
That's
go by
exactly what I'm
rank.
saying.
Jimmy, I go by the players I see.
I
I
understand that.
I go
So
by.
if
I
a
don't go
kid
by
don't
where he's ranked.
But understand, if a kid has a ranking in front of his name, there's a certain degree of expectations. The higher the rank, the more is expected of him. And the
From
earlier
the
you put
people
that
that
rank
rank.
on his head, the
Yeah.
more is expected of him early on. I remember at one point in time, we had a young man about 10 years ago,
What?
9 years ago.
Okay.
Jayla D was ranked number
No, no.
number two,
I got a
number three
question.
in the country.
What did he do to get ranked number one in the ninth
In
grade?
that was in
What did
Greater
he do?
Houston. In Greater Houston,
What did he do?
it was a combination of him playing in the latter part of his 8th grade year, right?
Okay.
In the summer, combined with, let's say, a ruck on wood, and then you combine that with him playing on his varsity during fall ball. Those were a combination of those three. Is what in Greater Houston we did those rankings. What determines, and you can kind of tell his role as that ninth grader, because every ninth grader ain't gonna play as much as the other one, and that helps you with a sample size based on the other two elements I just gave you. That's what got him there. Somebody has to be it. But that doesn't, it's not, you don't hold much weight on it. But still, remember, the rank within the range is what the weight is held on. Because remember, that was a class that I had bragged upon back then and told y'all that 2025 we had some thump to it. Mind you, we had some players that moved away and went and relocated from that class of 2025 out of this area. But that class was thought was going to be supremely heavy, because remember, we saw what the Houston Hoops had did as 14U. We saw what Delilah did when she was coaching this group, that JL3 group that had Sebastian,
I,
Nigel, and Sheldon on it. We could project back then, How you could say,
I don't. I've been projecting, but well, y'all can project. I just don't. I just don't see what he's done for to be the number one player. Then he didn't play in the 10th. So now, but what I'm seeing now is a player that's pretty good. See, I don't have the expectations y'all do of him. I'm going on just when I just go when I see the player play. So I don't have the advantage of watching him and all of that, and because I didn't see him as no number one player, and because I guess I didn't see him enough. So I'm talking about as a guy right now, and you saying the only way for them to be able to go on a state championship run, he got to be what?
he has to, no, not to run. I say to win. That
To
was a
win.
conversation
Okay,
earlier.
to run.
To win.
I mean run championship run. I mean run through these guys
They
to
don't,
win.
well, because they don't all have to play 1 through 7 for Shadow Creek. Does not have to all bring their A game for them
What
to
he
run
got to
through this
do?
region.
Tell me what he got to do, because we talking about him
For
right
them,
now.
for them to beat a San Antonio Brennan,
Uh-huh.
Bryce Jackson has to bring his A game along with Aiden Law, along with Mike Collins, along with the Carrier. All those four along with the next three guys.
What is their A game? What is an A game from them?
That means they have to. Well, your A game would be, you would have to meet your averages,
Okay.
meet or exceed your averages
Okay.
on your primaries, in the primary statistical categories. You have to meet while not
You can't
exceeding
come
your
in there
turnover.
shooting. You can't come in there having no double figures. You can't come in there coming with below your average.
Yeah, you got to
So
bring that ain't your
during
A
the
game.
state run, all of these guys, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back and check their averages for their year. When y'all come in here, coach, and I like that because I see a lot of people falter. their average go down. You can't average 20 points in the season and come in the state and hit 8 and 9. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Say no more. I'm
That's
good.
exactly what I'm saying. And
I'm
so
good.
so now what we're doing
But
is
what is he averaging now? About? Anybody know?
who?
Bryce. Bryce.
I would think for Shadow
About the
Creek, they don't produce a whole lot of points. I would think his average should be it's probably around the 17 mark.
that's a lot of points.
Yeah. I mean, but that don't just, nowadays you see guys 25 plus. They don't need that at Shadow Creek. So I would think it's probably about 17 to 19 with him. But what he's doing is he's affecting the game on the defensive end equally.
Now he's
He's
very active. I love his
Yes,
activity.
I saw him the other day go out and they did a high pick and the kid popped out to shoot a three. He lunged with just above the free throw line and blocked the guy's shot from behind the 3-point line.
That's next level.
That led to a layup. On the
That's
very
next
next
level.
possession, they tried another pick, then get the entry pass in. He slipped the gap, got his hand on that thing, made it a steal, went coast to coast, dunked it. Those things is what ignites this Shadow Creek team, because then it opened things up and it reminds people, oh yeah, this the dude that's going to U of H, because that means all the pressure go
Oh,
down here.
absolutely.
This the
Absolutely.
dude going to U of H. So
Every time I look at him play, that's what every time I look at Kingston's Femmes, every time I look at these guys, I said, you going to U of H in order for your ass to play. See, you just gave me 2 plays that translate to the next level. That's what I like about Brett. See, I didn't see him in the 9th grade. See, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I didn't see him. I just heard it. He the number 1 player. And I said, but then I ain't seen him no more. And then last year, he was just all right. And this summer, he was just all right. But early this year, when he signed, you know what? I can say this about Bryce Jackson. Seemed like to me, when he signed with U of H, he had something on his mind after that. It seemed like, I done got that off my chest. I'm finna go out here and play. I mean, I might be wrong. I'm just saying this is what I see. And thank God for all of these streaming services, because I ain't been in one game. But boy, I got y'all. I can rewind and stop and watch plays. And I hate I couldn't watch that play, the play you talking about, Jimmy, with Wagner.
They were in the first quarter. Both of them was in the
I'm
first
gonna go
quarter.
back and watch it. I'm gonna go back and watch it. I missed it. I missed that part. I'm
Both
gonna
of
go
them
back
was
and
in the
watch
first quarter. You'll see it, and they were back-to-back possessions that they took place. So it ain't like you got to watch one back-to-back possession. You're like,
I like
oh
that.
wow,
I like that.
and you
That
can
make me
see
think. Yeah.
and you can see his reaction time. That means his rhythm is
He's
getting him
healthy.
more in
He's
sync.
getting better. It's healthier.
This kid can get to balls out of his range on the normal right now. Balls that normally Shadow Creek players would not be able to get
Yeah,
with this personnel. He's
absolutely.
going to get them. Those are possessions. That's what he's doing for them. And
Coach,
they're taking advantage of those possessions. They're
those
getting that ball. They're identifying. And, early on, like you mentioned last week, Adam, you mentioned you made I put it like this. This team, they're knowing when to find Aiden Law. They're
got
knowing
to.
his sweet spots on the floor. As much as you practice together, especially you point guards, you should always know your player's sweet spot. A guy could be open, but it ain't his sweet spot. Another guy could be in his sweet spot, and a guy could be closing out on him. Who's going to give it to?
Aiden
Who you going to
Lord
give it to?
have 1,000 if I play just point guard for him. Because I'm saying, hey, you need one? You need one? You ready? You ready? These kids don't talk like that, man. That's what killed me about them. Right?
There's communication. But they don't talk like that. You know
Communication.
why?
Why?
Why they don't talk like that, Hal? Why?
They don't think it's cool.
Okay,
It's
because
not
why?
demanded of them.
Most of the time that they are playing basketball is either in an open gym in their own wooden floor,
Okay.
right? Or at practice, or in the or with a referee on the court. Put it like that. So most of their 5-on-5 engagements is with a clock on or with a referee with a whistle being blown. There ain't much problem solving from these young kids as old days.
So
How?
tell me why they don't communicate. Because I've been in their practice. So you don't go to practice. They communicate in practice. He
Yeah,
demands that out of
especially
him.
because that's made. Remember, because they're being oversaw. They're overseen by by their
Yeah,
supervisor, which
yeah.
is the
In
coach.
practice, I've seen them.
That means that's what I'm saying. So that means they're not. Where are the pickup games? It
Where they
don't. I
got to
don't
talk.
even.
Yeah, okay.
That
But
that means you had to talk then. If your ass didn't talk, you better knock down every shot. You and because you ain't getting picked by nobody else. Nobody don't want
Jim,
you.
I got Bryce on this side. I got hold up. No. I got Coulier on this side. I got Aiden on this side. I got Bryce Jackson trailing. Man, what? Man, I'm
Hey,
gonna be
I'm
saying,
just.
man, whoever hit one, I'm going back to him. So, hey, you other guys, I'm gonna go to the hot hand. But see, Jimmy, as I talk, Jimmy, I never forget. I forget my son said that. Dad, that was ingenious. He always when he go to basketball camps, I used to always tell him after y'all have the huddle to the coach with the coach, you go as the point guard and bring your guys together and say, look, keep your head on the swivel. I'm gonna pass you that ball. Keep your head looking because I might hit you in the back of the head with the ball. So keep your the coach overhear him talking. That's why he always got the MVP. That's why he always got the captain. He always got the captain. Went to Cornell. He was a captain for 2 years. You got to teach your kid how to, man, you don't go to this dude. And sometimes if you the hot guy, you got to go back to you. But you can never, ever start the game as a point guard and come down and shoot a 30-foot damn three-point with nobody not touching the ball. You can never do that. You can never do. Sometimes you can't recover. When you come down, get that ball. You can get that shot anytime. That's my favorite word, Jimmy. You can get that shot anytime. Coming down there and just and you the point guard and you just pull from 30. No, Stephen Curry shoot 1,500 a day. You ain't him. But that's it. You just made me think about something that I saw in that particular game. No, Aiden Law, let him get off. Let Bryce get off. Let Coulier get off. Then Mike, you come and make it work. But that's all, Jim.
And
I
and
love
then and,
basketball, man. I'm
and of
sorry.
course, in our respect, of course, we was talking basketball and got got stuck on the Shadow Creek because primarily the way that they've been clicking over the last two games, primarily that small sample size during Thanksgiving week, and so giving props the way it's due. So that means if we don't never mention Shadow Creek no more this year, you guys, you among is one team for damn sure. Can't never say you ain't get a whole bunch of nobody ain't talking about you, people sleeping on you.
Yeah,
That's you one school that can't never say
yeah,
nobody's sleeping on y'all ass.
yeah,
As
yeah.
much as
Right.
much time we done said your name over the past 3 weeks, and especially Bryce Jackson as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Now that's for certain.
Right.
So
I ain't even think
hell,
about that, but boy, you know you had to deal with that because people don't forget what they ate for lunch. I mean for dinner or for lunch. They only
and
remember what
speaking
they
of that
that's it.
for
Yeah.
lunch, hell, it's been on that team. Hey,
I've been talking
you
about that team for
the,
years.
the
So
chop shop should get an invite to every senior cookout and May that come around for all them kids around there at that program. Shit.
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
That's gonna
And
be
no,
nothing. That's crawfish. That's crawfish season now. That's crawfish season. So
and Coach, I've been to their practices. And I don't think I think that's the only practice that I've been to. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. I've been to their
so
practice.
I also want to give a shout out, of course, Tascasita. Give them updates so you guys understand.
Mhm.
Tascasita, I mentioned earlier. Pay attention to some of these teams. You just look at scores and keep running. Tascasita has been without their best player, their most recruitable, their most touted player, that's Jalen Finner. He signed with Louisiana Tech. He's been out for the last since
I like him.
yeah, since before the Academy National Invitational.
Mm-hmm.
He's out with a dislocated finger, and he's expected to return anywhere between the next anywhere up from what 5 to 12 days. He can return. It based on the clearance from the doctor and how he respond to these treatments. So they without him. So they went to Dallas. They went 1-1 on the weekend up in at the Hoop Fest in Duncanville. Bel Air, Sheldon Henderson. I understand he played on Friday, but did not play on Saturday. So the game that Sheldon Henderson played in, they got the doors blown off of them on Friday night, right? Against, I think they played, I want to say Riverside from California. And they won the game on Saturday without Sheldon Henderson. And they played to beat the team from Tennessee. I think it was Whitehaven, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
can't believe they beat Whitehaven. Whitehaven a pretty good team.
And I think I ran into one of the parents on Saturday night, and he had informed me that Bel Air only scored about 50 points, which is not unbelievable for Bel Air, the way
Belair
that they
always
play.
score low, Jimmy.
That's what I'm saying. It's not unbelievable.
Yeah.
But L.J. Andrews produced arguably his best performance of the season of his senior campaign. He had like 25 and 11, Adam. So he had half the points pretty much in that win for Bel Air. That means he dominated in that W against an out-of-state powerhouse. So this is a young man that is in quest for a Scott, to a college offer. And so, once again, in the days to come, we'll produce a list of guys from this area for you guys to realize. That way you can go and see. That way you can check out. If you hadn't seen, there are a lot of guys that don't have offers yet, or they're right on the bubble for Division One, and they probably have offers from sub-Division One schools, but they're on the bubble and they're still trying to get that Division One, attain that Division One dream. A bunch of them. Speaking of Division One, that was this past weekend. Out of one of the lowlights from Rick Nelson's Texas Jamboree was we had a fellow that came and made a social media post. Of course, I know I did too. We talk about that on tomorrow. We got enough time. It's time to get up out of here in a minute. But and I'll talk more on this topic tomorrow as well. Just want to throw it out there and wet your whistle, that you guys know. Didn't forget. I'm going to address it on tomorrow, and that's John Urie's public comment about the Jamboree and the lack of Division One talent, and which I will give you guys some factuals to prove that comment to not be believable, not be trustworthy. I'll provide you the facts on that on tomorrow, so you guys can make sure that you stay tuned.
Although what
You
happened?
make
I missed it. I missed it. What happened? What you gonna
uh,
give
uh,
us tomorrow?
on tomorrow. I addressed the John Urie's tweet. He went to Rick Nelson's event and
Okay.
basically left the event and posted there. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. You know, basically, I'm paraphrasing. There ain't no Division One players here. All the players up in Dallas, you know, and this
You know I
this
got it
basically a
right.
waste of
You
time.
you know I got it right, huh?
Well, if you got it, then you can go with it.
He said, I was at the Texas Jamboree and I did a lot. I did not see one Division I player in the gym. You pay $50 to get in, and there's not a player to evaluate. Not one. All of the players are in Dallas at the Hoop Fest, including Belair. I saw only one division coach in the gym. But maybe that's all he saw.
So tell me this: if you're from, if you are from out of state or out of town, and you fell up into this event, Hatter, the Texas Jamboree, I can understand you falling into the event that morning and saying, "Damn, okay, ain't no players here at this time."
Okay.
You live in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the teams that participated are from this area. So you know what you're supposed to know what's on some of these rosters, right?
If you're
So
he said you're evaluating.
yeah, you're supposed to know what's on these rosters. You're supposed to know you're supposed to, especially of your local teams. Now, here's the deal. And I actually, Rick Nelson became abreast of the tweet and immediately got on social media and basically countered with his comment on Rick Nelson and checked him. And I mean, with John Uri. John Uri, moments later, with about an hour later, he peered up, right? Appeared at the location at Episcopal High School, right? And so I saw him in front of it, confronted him first. And he came over to speak, and I said, "Tell me something. Your message earlier. The hell did that come from? What the hell are you thinking?" He's like, "Well, Jimmy, I was here, and there wasn't no Division I prospects on. That was Saturday." So I said, "What time would you here?" He said, "Well, I was here about 12 o'clock." I say, "So, John, there are Division I prospects damn near in every game. Now, are you talking about class of 2025? Because I look back at the schedule and I realized Silsbee High School played at 11:30. Hatter, you know who plays for Silsbee High School?
Peyton
A
Jones.
kid named Peyton Jones, who's John Uri has been tweeting about, saying he's the best damn kid in the state of Texas."
Well, maybe he was talking. He didn't give you context. Jimmy, a lot of translation can be lost in tweets.
No. I was talking to him face to face at this time. This Saturday night.
But did you tell him about Jones?
Didn't occur to me. I didn't have a schedule in front of me to go and realize what time. I asked him what time was there. He said 12. I went and looked at the schedule. I think Doug Jones had reminded me, "Hey man, that's Peyton Jones was playing around that time." So that may have been the reason why he was there. Maybe Peyton Jones didn't put up a Division I worthy performance, and John Uri packaged him and said,
Oh, he'll talk about you now. Especially if you say you're going with another team.
So that was amazing to me. Hey, and then I looked at the schedule. I looked at the schedule again, and I'm looking. Now, mind you, after that 11:30 game was a game at 1 o'clock, a showdown between Marion and Good Vision. Because our sympathies extend to the Latara High School program. They were within about an hour outside of Houston, coming for their game on before Friday, and one of the young men had a medical emergency, which required them to exit the freeway and go directly to the hospital.
Oh.
And they, as a result, the administration decided it would be best for those young men to get back home with their families, and not be abbreviated and be disrupted from with their thoughts. So,
Jimmy, I'm not laughing, man. These dudes tweet, man. These comments, man. We might need to start this tomorrow, Jimmy. Because these right here, man. Doug, them killing me, man. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna be mad.
as I said, I want to get on it. That was
Let's get on it
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
You guys can rest assured, I'll be on this topic early tomorrow. You can
And
put
I'm
your
gonna
alarm
sit back
clock.
and just listen.
You
Oh,
guys may get an early appearance. I'll be on that chop shop earlier tomorrow. I
hey,
might get on. I might be at the opening tip. We might
hey,
have to jump ball this
and guess
thing out.
what? I'm gonna just
'Cause
sit there and let you have it. Hey, I'm gonna sit back. Y'all gotta understand. If y'all, cause I don't want to. I didn't address it already this morning, Jimmy. How I feel. So I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna sit there and just. I'm a referee every now and then. But let's make that happen tomorrow. So hey, tell. See, this is what I don't like, Jimmy. All the messy folks gonna be here tomorrow. I don't like the messy folks. Cause I hope you got a Jimmy. I hope you got a lesson that we can learn from this tomorrow. But it's okay to talk about it. I gave my take on it. I gave my take on it earlier today. So
so the messy folks gonna be here tomorrow.
I bet you $100 to a bucket of whatever. But no,
Well,
man,
we're
Doug
gonna
called the man. He waddled his behind around. Man, see, come
no.
on,
I
man.
mean, I can't. I gotta now, and just tomorrow. You guys make sure you messy folks. If you peeking right now, make sure set your alarm clocks on
Cause
for the
this,
chop shop
yeah,
tomorrow
yeah,
on Tuesday.
yeah.
I'm going to pull back all the layers of this.
Cause I want to
I'm
hear.
gonna and I'm gonna provide you guys again with facts. With facts. Not it's gonna of course I'm gonna have some of my opinion in there too, but I'm gonna provide you some facts. And that will dispel because sometimes it's come a point. I just put it like this and leave you on this. The time has come for more of you to hold others accountable. I will applaud Doug Jones because I had been long telling Doug Jones, if you want to thrust yourself into another gear in this business, people going to watch you once you start checking and educating people on falseness. If they're perpetuating falseness, you got to educate them that, and at least in that way, at least you're taking a stance. You're taking a stance. You and it ain't necessarily picking a side to taking a stance. You know some things are wrong, and you know some things you can do that could be right.
And Doug ain't the only one. A lot of y'all out there know stuff wrong. And just cause people your friends and you kick it with them and won't tell it is wrong. If we're going to talk about it, you can't single Doug out. You got to bring everybody.
You know, I'm just saying because Doug made a comment when social media and checked John Uri. Not the first time, but it wasn't a innuendo text. He called him out, along with, of course, Rick Nelson's kids and some other people as well. But I give Doug Jones because he's in the business, and so give you credit where it's due on that. That's job well done on that. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. Be prepared, guys. And this won't be a shit on John Uri day. It's
No.
just gonna be an example of how easy some of you people let that falseness just roam throughout the room like it's an aroma.
I can't wait.
So you guys share the show right now and share your show on the way out the door. It's time to get on up out of here. Gotta we'll talk some more. We'll talk because tomorrow when we come
20 games in.
that's tomorrow, huh? You see what
No,
happened last night?
it's already here.
Oh man, we talk about them Rockets and stuff tomorrow. I watched the end of that game.
I guarantee.
So we talk about that, and of course, you guys once again make sure you spread the word about the Chop Shop. We'll be right back on it tomorrow. I'm going to be on the show earlier so I can have more time to do a deep dive into this topic and bring you guys up to speed. And hopefully we can go and move into a greater good within the realms of high school basketball, especially in Houston after tomorrow. So you guys, peace. And we up out of here. Time for me to be a good sport about this thing. Get me a swig of my good stuff right here. It's my get loose juice out.
I got
Time me
some.
go hit the track. There you go. Got my
I got straight
electrolytes.
vodka.
Peace, guys. I'm out of here. Chop shop.
All right. Yeah.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live.